Hi guys, thanks for coming back to my channel for another video. As you can tell, this one is to do with the royal family and is Harry being passive aggressive. Before I get started, thank you everyone that did actually join me on the other videos that I did. It was nice to have a break from doing the royal family. It's something that I might consider occasionally, just doing a random video on other subjects. Let me know your thoughts. For those of you that are new to the channel, please remember to like and subscribe and to hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. So this video is what I like to call a mixed bag of frogs, or as some people call it, a drunken pirate video. But it's just a bit of a mishmash of all the things that have stuck in my brain that is going on with the royal family. So firstly, let's start with Her Majesty the Queen. If you're going to start anywhere, you've got to start with the Queen, really, haven't you? After obviously seeing the Queen at her Jubilee, the horse show, which was absolutely amazing. I haven't actually got round to watching all of it yet, but to see her getting out of the car, to see her smiling, it was absolutely wonderful. I did see a clip of when Lady Louise came out driving her grandfather's carriage and the horses that he left her in his passing. But it's just wonderful, isn't it, knowing that that has been passed down, a wonderful hobby of Prince Philip's to his granddaughter. Some people forget that she is actually a grandchild and not a great-grandchild. The great-grandchildren are George, Charlotte, Louis, Archie, Lily. I know some of you are like, whatever. But yeah, no, they're the great-grandchildren because Prince Edward is the youngest son of the Queen and Prince Philip. And he actually escorted his mother to Paddington Station, where the Queen opened the new Elizabeth line. The Queen looked round and said it looked spectacular, but for the simple fact it cost £20 billion, English pounds. I should hope it does look spectacular. I want to walk in and get a back massage from someone when you go there. It's insane, isn't it? The Queen looked absolutely like a ray of sunshine, wearing one of her key bright colours, and she just looked really, really radiant. Again, seeing the Queen after there were a lot of concerns about her health when she started dipping back, but she's 96 years old. Prince Charles should be stepping up and doing boring stuff like Parliament. Let the Queen just do the fun stuff where she doesn't have to do a lot of walking around. We saw some other cute images of the Queen, and that was where she was gifted a lovely new horse by the President of Azerbaijan. Equestrians from Azerbaijan had actually been performing in the previous days for the Royal Horse Show, as I said earlier, where we saw Lady Louise driving her grandfather's carriage. So the Queen and horses, we know she absolutely adores them. I think she's just a complete animal person. Who can blame her? You know what I'm like. Even on my walk today, I felt like Mary Poppins or Snow White. I was just walking through the park and this little fella came over and said hi. So I had a secret chat with him and I will be taking him some peanuts tomorrow morning. Recently, we had a 2-day trip up Glasgow with Prince William and Catherine, the Duchess of Cambridge. I'm only going to briefly talk about this because there was a photograph that actually I didn't even read what it was about. It made me well up. I think I'm having some hormonal issues at the moment because it just really got to me. They were visiting residents of Wheatley Homes in Glasgow, and the organisation helps with people that are vulnerable, homelessness. And Prince William has always had a passion for homelessness. Diana famously took Prince William and Harry regularly without cameras. I mean, we had a couple of shots, but she used to take them to keep them grounded. Princess Diana did have a natural compassion with people that were less fortunate with her, and this is something that she really has installed into Prince William. Prince William in 2009 famously slept on the streets of London to experience what it was like. I mean, obviously he had security with him being an heir to the throne, but it was done so he could experience it as best as possible. And I remember him talking about it, about how it was so completely humbling what people have to deal with, especially the streets of London where you've got so much traffic, so many people, there's so much abuse and everything that happens. But yeah, that's one thing it's always stuck in my brain with Prince William doing that, because obviously we're basically the same age. So I remember it all being in the newspapers and magazines. But yes, this photograph, it was actually William Burns, a 66-year-old resident from Glasgow that lives at the Wheatley Homes. He went and popped down to see what all the fuss was about, basically, and he got a hug from Prince William. William and Catherine, you know, there are certain things where he is, again, very much like his mother, stuffed the protocol. I bet the security guards are like, no, don't step back. But he gave him a hug, and it caused Mr. Burns, to actually become very emotional, having suffered from homelessness himself. And it just looked like a completely magical moment for him. And yeah, it was just beautiful. As I said, I've got to watch the mascara, otherwise I end up like Amber Heard in court in a minute. No, joking, shouldn't mention that. It's a royal video. Whilst the royal couple were also in Glasgow, they did various meet and greets, walking around. They went and visited a school. They chatted with families. And Catherine, this is one thing where I will compare Catherine and Meghan. Meghan can find a camera anywhere. She's got this inbuilt radar. She could be walking out on her wedding day. There'll be one camera and 100,000 people. She knows where to look. She's famous for it. But Catherine has her own radar, and it is called baby radar. She's literally like, beep, 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 beep. Oh, look, cute baby. Boom, she's gone. No wonder William's nervous half the time. No matter what Catherine is up to these days, there's always a photograph of her. She just flocks to them. She's just that natural kind of earth mother, I suppose. But again, some wonderful photographs here of Prince William. There is something, I don't know, maybe there's something going on with me. As I said, it's hormones or something. But Prince William playing with this little girl, his face, his mannerisms, he and Catherine, you know that they're just natural parents. Now, I obviously know parents are parents regardless, but some people just have a natural ability with children. Children flock to them. My husband's the same. As I said, I bolt the other way. But yeah, they just look like such a wonderful couple, and you can see when they interact with their own children, but then strangers' children, because children are the best radar of if you are a nice person or not. They sense it. They are literally have the same, I think it's innocence, isn't it? But the same perception as animals. They will let you know if they don't like you. And Catherine and William, just as I said, seem to have this natural presence with children. Now let's get on to the ex-royals, the Montecito duo. What have they been up to? Well, Meghan is having a field day because since Harry's announced or been allowed to go play polo and to sign up to the Santa Barbara polo team, she's having a pap stroll near enough every day. You know she knows they're there because look at this shot. She's like, woo, yeah, I know. Meghan now has a uniform at polo. This is the third time that we have seen her in short shorts and a shirt unbuttoned to her bra. This seems to be it. On this one, she's gone for double denim and she's flicked up the collar like it's an Olan Mills photo shoot. She's stuck in the 80s on this one. But yeah, so she's absolutely loving it. But this is where I think Harry is being passive aggressive. Could it be that Harry has finally cottoned on to the fact that his wife is the one that calls the paps? Because if she's there, there's guaranteed to be paparazzi. There's been a few shots recently of Harry bent over, spreading his cheeks. Yes, all right, he was stretching, but if you know the paparazzi are there, you know what they're going to do. They're going to take the worst possible picture of you. But in recent ones, look at this. Meghan looks like she's gesturing him to get up. Meghan's actually looking at him in that way she does, where she flicks her hand. It's like, can you get up? Come on, we're moving on. She does it. She gestures to Harry when she's done. She wants to move on to the next thing. But Harry's having none of it. It's like Harry's just embraced, as I said, he's being passive aggressive here. Look at his face when you zone in on it. He's like, I don't give a shit. I'm not moving. I'm going to sit here and squat. And it makes me wonder, is he doing it in defiance of his wife? There's a little bit of me that thinks that he is. She's getting embarrassed and he's like, I really don't give a crap. You're the one that called him. Let them photo this. Because Harry's not stupid. He knows that they need positive media. He knows that they need positive coverage. But I just feel like there, he's like, I literally couldn't give a crap, because you see Meghan just then walk away. She's had enough. Right, fine, I give up. You want your ass on the front covers of these magazines in supermarkets, it's up to you. The Invictus Games has made it into the news again. The Ministry of Defence has announced that they have removed Help for Heroes as the main charity that, you know, helps and supports Team GB getting ready for the Invictus Games. Now, they have been part of Invictus since the game started in 2014. It does seem rather odd, doesn't it, that one particular charity that's been with them since 2014 is out, but then Harry's own personal investment, shall we say, the Better Up company, is now part of the Invictus family. I think it's probably just a matter of time before Harry finds a way to get Travelist. Now that is definitely his investment, somehow linked to the Invictus Games. Watch this space. The contract has now gone to the Royal British Legion, which the Queen is actually a patron of. These are famously the poppy sellers that you tend to see in the UK whenever it comes to any sort of commemoration day. Now, what has been made clear is Help the Heroes themselves have actually expressed their disappointment and the fact that it was taken away from them. They don't seem particularly happy about it. Now, personally, I can't help but think that Help for Heroes obviously got a kick in, as most charities did throughout the pandemic and since, where basically lots of people are beginning to struggle in financial hardships due to the cost of living. So one of the things that a lot of people cancel are subscriptions, which include subscriptions to charities. Also, given the fact that Harry and Meghan turned the Invictus Games into a catwalk show, it was all about them. People from all over have nicknamed it the Harry and Meghan show. They've monetized it. They've turned it into something that was designed for Netflix. And I can tell you honestly, I saw less coverage of the Invictus Games and the athletes than any year prior. Everything was Harry and Meghan. And the rumours of them having an appearance fee and then charging expenses such as Meghan's wardrobe, travel expenses, accommodations, those rumours aren't dying down. I did say in Heart of Invictus video that someone had written to Invictus and asked them did they have any sort of financial support. But they're not going to say that they did, are they? Because, you know, the newspapers would get hold of it. So I am inclined to believe that more money has been invested in Harry and Meghan than probably what it should do, considering that they are multimillionaires and he is supposed to be the patron of it. None of his own money seems to go towards it. Catherine and William famously paid like £500,000 to keep the Invictus afloat out of their Royal Foundation charity. Have you seen Archwell make one payment to the Invictus Games? Because I'm pretty sure that Harry and Meghan, if they did, would be singing it from the rooftops. Given the fact that Help for Heroes have made a point of saying that it wasn't their decision, it makes you wonder, did Help for Heroes, being a charity, start asking too many questions about where the funding was coming from for Harry and Meghan's big PR show? Because that's basically what it was. And then when you think that Harry has been allowed to monetize this for Netflix at all, it has left a sour taste in people's mouth. Harry and Meghan are not likable. They have the reverse Midas touch, which we are seeing happening more and more and more. And it could very well be that the Invictus Games, Help for Heroes, or in fact anyone that decides to affiliate themselves with Harry and Meghan, are going to see donations and subscriptions dry up. The one good thing that Harry and Meghan setting up Archwell Foundation and it being so public and their shady businesses in Delaware and all of the things that they're doing, it's actually helped increase the reach to people of not trusting charities, because a lot of the money, and the British Royal Legion is definitely high up on this list, a lot of the money stays up the top, pays big multi-million pound salaries of all the top directors, but where the money actually you want it to go doesn't necessarily get there, or the amount is so small in comparison to people's donations. This is why people always say if you want to donate to a cause, try and find a way to donate directly to them, so that way you can be sure that someone's not using it as a personal piggy bank. Now, speaking of Archwell, Harry has done another speech, a declaration. This time he's been upgraded from the basement that he was in the week before, and he's allowed in the throne room like a big boy. So what is Harry declaring about this time? Well, for some that say it was actually a paid speech, he was speaking on behalf of Five Rights Foundation's Global Child Online Safety Toolkit. That just naturally rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Blah. About child online safety. Now, there's lots of things, me, myself personally, and I, having set up a YouTube channel, I have learned so many things where I have been trolled and I've been bullied, and there is a lot more stuff, and I'm an adult, that needs to be done to protect people from being attacked, from being trolled. There are so many things, and that is so important when it comes to people's children. However, for Harry to then be being the voice of everyone else as per normal, you're just like, I've heard this all before. And lucky you, because the sun is shining and I'm in a great mood, I am not going to read or play you his statement. I know. I'm not going to direct my time or your energy into listening to Harry ramble on about how the world works on a global scale, of how anxious and numb that we all are to the suffering that's going on all around us, because it's the same as every other speech that he ever does. It doesn't matter what he's plugging. He literally gets the same words, chucks them in a jar, cut and paste, scramble it up, Well, I shouldn't do that gesture, should I? Yeah, and then just throws it out and then reads the speech. It's boring, we've heard it. I don't need to draw your attention to that, but I will draw your attention to one thing about Harry's big proclamation that he has done from the throne room of Montecito, and that is the utter, outstanding hypocrisy. What he's actually talking about is the fact how companies, media corporations and companies, make unimaginable money from people's private information online. So, I'm going to direct you now to Archewell. Let's look at some terms and conditions for Archewell. Again, I won't read you all of it. You can pause the channel and you can take a look for yourself. I wouldn't, however, click on the Archewell website because, do you know, they harvest your data just by clicking on their website. Not only that, in their terms and conditions, they explain that it's their data to pass on and to sell and to do as they please at Archewell's discretion. And not only that, they encourage you to submit your stories of compassion in action and all the other spiel that they come out with. And this bit I will read to you. You shall not be entitled to any credit, consideration, notice, or payments. You will have no moral rights to your submission. Basically, you submit your story to them, it's theirs. It's Archewell's to do as they please and to sell on as they like. As I said, this is award-winning hypocrisy. What a way to end the video. Anyway, guys, it's lovely to chat to you in the comments. I've really been enjoying it and I will be back with you soon. So take care for now and I will see you later. Bye.
If you like my video, please remember to like and subscribe. Please, angry typists, you will be blocked, so save your fingers for time. If you would like to buy me a coffee, please go to my About page and click the link. Love, Taz.